Good Reverend Dr. Paxton J.A. Price, founder of Paxton's Foundation and Church of Redemption. He is an entrepreneur, a TV and radio host, better known as The Rev. This show is designed just for you, the listener, to educate, entertain, and equip you. Now sit back, buckle up, and now let's roll with the Rev.
Faith in sports. You know what we do every week. And guess what? It's NFL draft time, Ryan. The NFL draft, every team gets to improve their team through the draft. And I know one team that has improved so much, they're going to the Super Bowl. I said, they're going to the Super Bowl.
I'm curious.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see who you believe this team is.
The team that improved so much, a team that got 2 first-round draft picks, the best player in the draft, it's the Dallas Cowboys. I said, it's the Dallas Cowboys.
Now I would say out of the first round, he's probably, I could say top 3, one of the top 3 picks of the draft.
He was the
And
best.
Philip Downs is extremely. Me pick 11. That's extremely disrespectful.
Yeah, I mean,
and let me give Coach ain't here.
Right.
Coach Marvin ain't here, but
we're gonna have him here next week.
But I'm gonna say this:
review everything.
To pass up on him twice. You got the 5th and the 10th pick,
and you pass up on him twice, and then you let him go to Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah,
in your division.
You let him go in the division, but you know what? Feel like regardless of what Dallas did, whoever they picked on defense, it was going to be an upgrade.
Oh yeah,
you got to slowly chip away at the thing because the defense was, to me, it wasn't that bad. But
yeah, it was bad.
I mean, that's just me speaking from a division rival.
It was bad.
I appreciated what it was.
Bad. Matter of fact, you ain't heard from my man since. You ain't heard from the defense coordinator since.
Yeah, I don't.
He's been missing.
I think the NFL told him to. I think the NFL told him, "Don't you dare stand in front of a mic no more." And talk about this brand.
He been going.
Yeah, that was bad.
They sent him somewhere far.
And whoever
to back.
Yeah, he don't even know where he at.
He ain't get back.
But I think at the safety position, I think y'all are. He's a obvious starter.
Yeah,
day one. You know what I mean? That's a good pickup.
Yeah, he was 3-time All-American at Ohio State. Many people think he's the best player in the draft. Period. He could play all over the field. He's a leader. The Dallas Cowboys did a real good job getting him, and
he's physical too.
Yeah, he's very physical. And then they get Lawrence, a pass rusher that they got in a trade with the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
I thought the Eagles messed up.
And what is happening here with us lately? The Eagles and the Cowboys been trading the past.
We ain't got no problem with trading. We ain't got no problem with trading.
Now, the last time we traded with y'all,
we got Michael Parsons.
We got Devontae Smith. So it was a good swap.
No, Devontae Swift is a average wide receiver at best,
and
Michael Parsons.
Ain't even with y'all no more. So
he ain't with us no more, but he's still one of the best defense players in the league.
He ain't get y'all nothing.
Yeah, he got us like 4 different players.
Devontae got us in the bowl.
He
helped us get in the bowl.
He could help.
And had a touchdown.
He helped y'all. It's like when you order a meal.
Oh, you got sides.
Yeah, you got sides. You ain't no wrong French fries. French fries are delicious.
They help you go through.
They help you.
And our pick, what we swapped for was wide receiver Mekhi Lemon.
Lemon.
Yeah.
He gonna be a lemon.
He's gonna be sour to a lot of people.
Yeah,
man.
he gonna get to the Eagles.
He's gonna be sour to a lot of people. He's been talked about it being small, but
he played very well in college. The question is, will the size limit him in the pros?
See, but they said the same thing about Steve Smith.
Yeah, and I compare him to the boy from the Rams, actually.
Who?
What's the wide receiver from the Rams?
Nakua?
Yeah.
Do you?
Puka. I think him and Puka are very similar. The difference is...
you said we messed up?
Yeah, I think the difference is he's not as good as a route runner as Puka. But I think he's very similar to Puka.
Puka is a cheat code, though.
Yeah, he really is.
I don't know.
Route runner. He's
crazy.
precise.
Yeah, that's now. Yeah. Let me ask you this. I think we all know the answer.
Yeah.
Do you think that was the nail in the coffin for AJ Brown?
Oh yeah, definitely. I thought he was out there before that, but definitely now. Now, no question.
I know you smiled when you saw it, though.
I know AJ Brown out there, boy.
And but you know what? Here's the thing for me with AJ Brown was, obviously for me as an Eagle fan, you didn't want to see him go,
right?
But all the nonsense around it, and him, because they say he tried to force his way out in 2023.
Yeah.
Then in the middle of this season, he tried to force his way to the Rams in the middle of the season.
In the middle of the season now.
What type of... That might have been what he's reading in the book. He might have had some other stuff in the book. We thought it was something else. He got his phone out there.
In the middle of the season?
Yeah, that's
you
crazy.
Trying to force your way out.
To somebody that somebody we always be... Man, look at here, man.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, I mean, after a while, it's
too much for the team.
Yeah, you got to... Come on, man.
Yeah. So they obviously made a decision. They're going to move on from him.
And he said he'd been a Patriots fan since he was a little kid.
Yeah. If he goes to the Patriots,
yeah.
They did something last year without him.
They had an easy schedule, and Vrabel too. Vrabel he ain't got his.
Don't bring up Vrabel. Don't bring.
Vrabel ain't got his side help.
Don't bring him up.
Vrabel ain't got his side help.
Did you know?
Man.
That she has a son?
Yes.
Now, think about this for a second.
Named Michael.
Mark, I want to go here, but Ryan made me go here, so you blame this on Ryan.
Hey.
If you are cheating with a man named Michael, you do not, at no time whatsoever, name your son Michael.
Rev, and did you see the post she had before she...
Did you see that post?
She says, I can't help but look at my 4-year-old son, Michael, and think whose features he's got of a former NFL player.
Or coach.
And y'all been cheating for 6 years.
They were in 2021.
Hey, Ravel. Hey, man, but you know what? That's what New England do.
But my thing is, all right, let's just say for whatever reason, you out there doing something you ain't supposed to do. All right? That's bad. Now, we don't want you to do that. In America, we don't never want you to go out there cheat. You should never cheat on your spouse. You should never do things wrong. But then you going to name your son Michael when you cheated with the man. You took this thing too far.
And then you say your
husband took this thing too far.
And then you
took it too far.
Then then he averaged her husband's average.
I mean, that's bad. But you sleeping with the man named Michael.
And you got the husband agreeing to it. Don't even know why.
Yeah, I just like the name. I bet you do like the name.
It's just very comforting.
I just think it's a great name. He's gonna grow up to be great, not average like you. Oh man.
And she probably introduced husband to Brady. Shook his hand.
Nah, you know what?
Starting to get mad, eh?
It's just too much. It's too much for the Rev. It's too much for the Rev. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? That's one of the best things about the Bible. That's why you know the Bible is real, because you have situations like that. Like King David cheated with the other man's wife. Like that's like real life stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's why the Bible is so important. The fact that it's real. It has real life situations, real life things. One of my favorite stories about the Bible pertaining to men and women relationships is where Abraham and Sarah trying to have a baby, and they had the baby yet, and Sarah was like, "Why don't you go ahead with my handmaiden?" And so Abraham listened to Sarah, obviously, and the handmaiden had the baby, Ishmael, but then Sarah was like, "Put the boy and the woman out." And I'm thinking, if I'm Abraham, I'm like, you the one that told me to do this.
Yeah,
now you tell me put him out.
Yeah,
how you going?
Hey,
I listened to you.
She was testing you.
Yeah, it was a test.
Failed the test.
No, he passed the test.
Now you got to
All his soldiers were working.
now you got to get out.
His soldiers were working just fine.
Yeah, it's
If she was trying to blame it on him, she found out quickly it was not him.
yeah, it's yeah, but yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why I like the Bible. It got real stories about real life, real people.
And the more you read, the realer it gets.
Yeah, the better it gets.
Yeah.
If you robbers or something, read the Bible. The Bible has so many stories that are jaw dropping. I mean, total stories.
And if you stay glued long enough, you might think you in there.
Yeah, you are in there. You are in the Bible.
Yeah.
One of those people are you.
Yeah.
But yeah, we gotta get back to the draft because you got me over there on Mike.
I mean, but that was something
Mike is tripping.
Yeah,
Then Mike going how about this is the worst part. Mike going how about I'm gonna seek counseling. Oh, so now after you get caught, you're gonna seek counseling. You wasn't seeking counseling before.
Yeah.
You weren't looking for no counseling before you got caught. It's after you got caught.
He said, "Me and my family had real conversations."
Yeah, you should have had some conversations before.
Yeah, what was you doing at that hotel, my brother?
Yeah, it's been like 6 years.
This is the off season.
It's been like 6 years though.
Yeah,
hey, that's not an affair. That's a full-blown relationship.
Yeah, that's not no affair.
Yeah,
6 years
affair for 6 years. 6 years. 6 years. She's common law wife,
and it might be a child up in there.
Hey, Michael.
Lord have mercy.
That's a shame.
God,
come on now. I'm not even gonna bring up their names no more. That's what I'm cutting them off because this is crazy.
Woo-woo.
Can you imagine if the husband has a brother?
Oh,
cause that's my little brother. I got a real problem. Me and the family, we might have to take a trip.
Yeah, to New England.
Yeah. Come on now.
He talking about I ain't gonna be with the team round 3.
Yeah, he ain't gonna be around. He ain't gonna
don't
be around.
Nobody care about round 3 in the draft.
People don't even care about round 3 in the draft. He gonna see counseling. You want to see counseling now, huh?
Yeah.
Now you want to see counseling.
It's hey man.
When you run around with the woman, you want to see no counseling.
What's going on in New England?
I know, cause
something going on over there.
They got some issues over there, don't they?
You got the owner in brothels and then you got
brothels. It was massage parlor.
Same thing, and then the same stuff was happening, and then you go. Then you get
same activities. Similar activities.
Then you got Belichick 75 with a 24-year-old.
Yeah, I will say,
no.
Belichick has impressed me.
He been checking on something.
Belichick has impressed me with the simple fact that he's still okay walking around here.
Then now you got Ravel, who been around the organization for a long time.
Good. I'm gonna tell you about Belichick. I was just playing on the basketball court with somebody 25, and they were running so fast. And then how about let's play game 7? Game 7? Ravel ain't got no game 7. So
That's why Belichick.
That's why
Belichick was losing in North Carolina. He ain't know what the heck
he ain't got time. He ain't got time to be coaching.
I ain't got time to.
I ain't got time
drawing up no plays. Y'all do it. Yeah. I'm tired.
You ain't gonna kill me right here.
I moved down here because she said so.
Right.
Yeah.
Belichick, what you gonna do after this? Take a nap?
Well, we got to get back to the.
I got to take a nap.
So, where was we at? We was at the Eagles.
The draft.
We was at the Eagles pick, number 20, the Lemon, and then y'all got Malachi Lawrence.
Malachi Lawrence is a pass rusher, I believe. And they you know who his comp is? Josh Sweat. Yeah, that's his comp. That's who they compare the man to.
But you know what I can say? I'm gonna say this.
Yeah,
I'm taking all emotion out of it.
Dallas Cowboys going Super Bowl.
I'm taking all emotion out of it.
Yeah.
That ever since Schottenheimer's got there, I have been impressed with what he's done.
You tried clowning when we hired him.
No, I said it was a good. I thought it was a good pick. Everybody said that it was.
Let's go back in time and look at that.
Yeah, I said because I said every time something happens where everybody thinks it's the wrong thing, it always turns out to be good.
True.
It always turns out to be good. So
that's true.
Schottenheimer and he, his dad is a proven is proven in the league, but I think he's finding his way in Dallas where you could tell he's just all about football. He really
Yeah.
doesn't care what Jerry Jones and all that, all the fiasco. He just wants to focus on the team and what he's been doing off season and last year, and then and now y'all franchise tagged Pickens
Pickens.
too. Yeah,
Pickens turned out to be one of the best trades we've had in the last 20, 30
in a long
years.
time. Yeah, yeah. He's. I think he needed a different kind of structure too
He
for
did.
Pittsburgh.
He did.
You know what I mean? And I don't think he would have got it from any other coach than Schottenheimer, though.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I think if McCarthy was there, I think McCarthy is a good coach, but I think he was a little bit lenient on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And Pickens might have just continued to do what he do. But I think y'all got yourself a good coach. And again, with this Caleb Downs.
With Caleb Downs.
That's a heck of a safety, man.
That's a quality player.
You know who he reminds me of? Remember this my man used to I forget his name. Jamal Adams.
Jamal Adams.
When Jamal Adams was
on top.
Yeah. With the Jets. That's the style he reminds me of.
Yeah.
That kind of physical player.
Better than Brian Dawkins.
Can't no. It's no way.
Brian Dawkins is overrated.
There's no way you could do that.
Brian Dawkins is overrated. All that Weapon X.
That was a bad boy.
What X fool.
That was a bad boy.
No, he wasn't bad. He was all right. He was actually a good player.
If Brian Dawkins was on Dallas, you would have had him as.
If Brian Dawkins was on Dallas, I would tell him stop crawling around the ground and stuff. You look.
We're gonna have him on this show. I'm gonna play this stuff while he's here.
You know, I met Brian Dawkins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the plane.
Yeah. Yeah.
Big guy.
Nah, he ain't big.
No, I mean not tall.
Not big.
But he's strong too.
I mean, he could be strong.
Yeah.
I ain't tested strength. Luckily for him, the Rev ain't tested his strength.
And
because when the Rev grab hold of you, what you gonna do when the Rev grabs you?
Oh, you Hulk Hogan that. I was like, that sounds kind of familiar. Now,
Revomanias.
Now in the second round, my Philadelphia Eagles picked up a tight end,
which I thought was a reach.
Well,
he's extremely athletic.
Yeah, but he's not a good blocker.
Yeah, he
can't, at all. And I really think he's a receiver, to be honest with you. But I don't know. I know you have to find a replacement eventually.
Yeah, Dallas. Yeah,
he's gonna be 33 this year.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely his last go around with the Philadelphia Eagles.
And Stower's got to get a little stronger too.
Yeah, now he got to add a little power to himself. Yeah. But this young boy, he is extremely athletic. Mm-hmm. How quickly can he gain NFL strength? That's the question. It might be a year or two.
Yeah, I think I was talking to a friend of mine. I said I think he might be a little bit of a project.
Yeah, I think so too.
You know, he's obviously, like you said, he's athletic. He's got obviously football skills, but second round is
pretty high.
Yeah, I mean, we need offensive and defensive help. Now, third round, you did get the gigantic man,
a mountain of a man,
Markel Bell from Miami, tackle.
I think he came in at 347, 348,
6'7".
He's 6'7", 340.
And think about it, he's a kid.
Yeah, I know. Let me ask you this question. Now, this is a real question. Rev always want to know the answer to this question. So he's playing college football. So say a similar person to him playing college football, but they don't make it to the pro. What do you feed somebody 6'7", 340 some pounds?
This is see, and here's the thing. Imagine this, Rev. Now we're average sized men.
Yeah.
6'1" and 6'3".
Yeah. And a little above average, but that's okay.
Yeah. Now
I ain't like the average. I think about Mike Ravel and them. I ain't like the average thing.
Now, imagine him 16 years old, our size.
Yeah.
And when we sit down at Thanksgiving, something's gonna get hurt.
Right.
You 16 years old now, and you got to keep up this meal with this dude.
Well, I remember.
How you get to 6'7", 340, man? What are you eating?
See, I remember when I played college sports that I was running I high levels of energy. So I would eat big meals and eat all the time. But remember, I'm only 245, 250. Now I'm eating a lot because I'm 6'3", 245, 250. So that's good eating. But imagine if you 340. That's 100 pounds more. You 6'7". What are you eating? Who is feeding you?
And groceries too high for you to keep growing. Man.
Who is feeding these people?
You better, as soon as they called your name, I'm gonna say, you off.
Yeah.
You off this list. You can afford your own stuff.
But that's the people who make the pros. What about the people who don't make the pros? Who's that size?
Just sitting around the house.
I just got back from Atlanta last week, and I get the emergency seat because it's only an hour and a half flight. It was more than that. I'm getting first class, but it's hour and a half, 2 hours emergency seat. So I need leg room. My leg, and when I get up, my knee a little stiff. That's 6'3". What if you 6'7"? You ain't make the pro. Where do you sit?
Yeah. You sit with the pilots.
Yeah. You sit in the cargo.
You sit on the wing.
Yeah.
Strap you to the wing.
They just give me seatbelt. I'm good.
Yeah,
you just stay right here. I'm all right. I'm all right.
Yeah, that's
where you sitting at?
That's a big dude, man. And he's 22, man.
This is my final one. My son said, "Dad, let's go to Hershey Park." We go to Hershey Park. I'm gonna get on the roller coaster. Get on the roller coaster, and they strap me into the roller coaster with the seat that slaps down on you. Well, my shoulder is kind of big, and it would have slapped down all the way. Imagine if I'm 100 pounds bigger than that.
Yeah, you ain't get on a roller coaster.
Yeah, I guess you ain't get on the roller coaster.
Yeah,
I guess 340 don't get on roller coasters.
God,
340 don't get on roller coasters.
You imagine getting?
They probably won't let you on a roller coaster.
Yeah, that's yeah.
They be like, oh, my man right here. Come on.
You imagine going all the way up in the air and you sit next to him in the same row as him, and you start hearing stuff creaking.
No, I tell you what would concern me.
Screws getting unloosed.
I tell you what concerned me. I'm not sure they have this ride anymore. But when I was young, they used to have this ride where you got on and everybody got into the center of the ride, and then it started spinning, and it would push you towards the wall and then pin you against the wall. I don't know what the ride called, but I remember that ride. Can you imagine if somebody 340 is next to you when the thing starts spinning?
Yeah.
Yeah, you back there.
You ever see a fly under a shoe?
You ever see your mom make dough?
God, yeah, that's you can't get pushed around that big.
I mean,
put him right in the middle of tackle. And let's just block him that whole.
If you could get him to move his feet.
Just think about that. Him next to 6'8" Malata. Malata's 6'8", 360.
He getting kind of old though. That's his replacement.
No.
Yeah, his replacement. He getting old.
No,
he get old and tired.
Lane is the one.
Lane get old and tired too. Lane a big man too, by the way.
But what's his name? We were just talking about.
Bell?
No,
what did he do?
The 6'8" guy I was just talking about.
Bell.
No, the other dude next to him. Australian man.
Oh, Malata.
Oh, Malata. Yeah, he's only 28.
Yeah, well, he getting that's football old. He getting football old.
Nah, man. If you got cats,
not years old. Football old.
Well, that's quarterback. I'm about to say if you 40 years old quarterback.
Yeah, that's quarterback. They don't get touched on quarterback. Ain't nobody touching him on the quarterback. But when you offensive line, people hitting you every play.
So what do you think? Let me ask you this: what do you think about the Jonathan Grenard trade?
I thought he's a good player. If I'm the Eagles, I'm just making sure he's healthy. Because last year, those 3 sacks, I'm gonna give you $100 million. I need a little bit, even if you double it.
He was hurt.
That's.
But he get ready to play next to he's playing on a line with
nobody.
Jordan Davis,
with nobody.
Jalen Carter, Jordan and Jalen Carter playing on the contract year, so he really about to show up. You got Nolan Smith.
Nolan Smith is average at best.
Man,
that dude's average. He's an average cat. He's average.
And who? Jalen Hunt? Yeah.
Oh yeah, Hunt is really average. Hunt below average. Hunt should be hunting for a job.
Hunt is good.
Nah, it's that
You just don't like him because
below
he's with
average.
us.
Nah,
If
below
he went
average.
with you was saying Dean was average, then Dean had the possibility of going to y'all, and you was like, Dean is really good.
I did.
Yes, you did.
Ain't little team self.
No,
He all little.
yeah, he'll in Las Vegas. Ain't nobody.
Plus you get hurt all the time. That's you gambling with your money is there. But that's what I would say about the young boy you just picked up,
Grenard.
Gennard. You know, if he's healthy and playing like he did 2024, oh, that's a great pickup for you. He worth 100 million.
Yeah.
But if
We
if
gonna
he's slowing
find out.
down, yeah, if he's slowing down, then you gambled and didn't pay off. But it's a good move if, like I said, if it pays off, it's a good move.
Draft came and draft and went that fast.
And the Dallas Cowboys are now the best team in football.
Now
What?
it's gonna be interesting to see. Now I will say the NFC East is gonna be a lot more competitive this
The
year.
Giants got a lot better.
Yeah.
Reese and
The,
the offensive lineman
yeah,
for Nico they made their team a lot better.
yeah, it's gonna be.
And Washington got Styles.
Yeah, I mean they ain't had no choice to, but I don't Washington. They
Yeah.
trash.
We'll see what happens. America is your main man, the Red. My main man, Ryan. The next show we're gonna do better because we're gonna do all the draft. I don't know, we got it off on the little side, but America, keep watching. Here we go.
At our church, Jesus is Lord. That single belief calls us together as a community and sends us into our world with hope and purpose. At our church, your past will never define your future. There's always redemption, which means there's always a brighter day. At our church, we don't think we're better than any other church out there. We're just doing our best to become our best. At our church, we want you to believe in God, but we also want you to know that God believes in you. We are not against people who don't attend church anywhere. Instead, we pursue them with love, the very same love that's pursuing us. At our church, we're learning to serve God with all our hearts, and we're learning to worship Him with all our lives. And if you're looking for the perfect church, we're not it. At our church, we will make mistakes, but we will choose to grow from them. At our church, we're part of a global community that's knit together by the resurrection of Jesus. And by the way, at our church, we believe that really happened too. At our church, we will engage with people who are in real need because we are the hands and the feet of Christ. And finally, we need you to hear this loud and clear. At our church, it's not really our church at all. It's His. And we live and move and breathe in His church for His glory and His fame, not ours. So here's the invitation. You're invited to jump in with your whole heart at your own pace and to experience the life that awaits you in Christ. Friends, this is going to be good. Welcome to our church.